before I actually start building the layout, I have to test a lot of things. And one of them is TrainController, the computer program that controls everything that goes around here behind me. So stay tuned for more on that. I started out with MDF board and then put up the computer. As you can maybe see, this is not a new computer, and TrainController actually doesn't take that much computer power, so this is actually my dad's old computer. It's very suited for this. Alright, here's the weapon of choice, code 100 track from Pico. These are very reliable, and I'm planning on using them on the non-visible part of the layout and then try for a lower code on the visible parts. I've brought some points or switches if you so prefer as well. So yeah, let's get on with it. So I put the tracks together. This is double speed because it's not the most exciting thing to watch. But basically what I wanted to do was to have a test track with a station area, a sort of a branch line or simulation thereof, and a simulation of a staging area, and that's the two long tracks here at the bottom of the screen. So here we are, the test track in all its glory. Time to plug in the trusted multi-mouse. This has been in Roco's inventory for decades now, I think, and it's a decent thing. It does its job. And test loco is E991 from Trix, and it is a very nice loco, I have to say. So a couple of victory laps, testing that everything is okay, and seems to be in order. Trix, of course, is a subsidiary of German manufacturer Märklin. The only difference is that the Trix is for the two-track system. I have two types of decoders. They're basically the same, they do the same job, so we'll go with the Lenz this time. 3 cables connect the point drive with the decoder, so it's pretty simple. This point drive is really close to the decoder, but some of the point drives, of course, are more remote, so I had to use longer wires for those. Okay, point motors installed, can be shifted by the multi-mouse, and it is all connected to the decoder. Yes, so everything is working fine. I found out that I had to secure the tracks. I kept knocking them about, so that wouldn't do. Here we go. Finally, time to have a look at Rocomotion, which was the version of TrainController that Roco launched some 10 years ago, which is the version that I have. And now the magic starts to happen, because now I can control the point motors from the screen, from the computer screen. Time to level up. This is the feedback module from Roco that will transmit all the data to the computer. This is a track occupancy detector. For some reason, Roco never had it in their own occupancy detector in the program, but this is a third-party thing, and it works very well. It is permanently connected to the feedback module, which is why it is all mounted on a piece of wood here for ease of let's do it here where it's easier to see. You can see here there's an isolation. So here the block starts here, moves all the way to here. You can see the power comes in here. Then there's a section that is actually connected to the bus wire, so it's part of the sort of main line. It's not a block, it's between the blocks. We have a new block starting here, ending here, and these two blocks are of course powered as well. You can see it goes all the way up here. Okay, all wires connected. Back to the feedback module, all the way back to the central station. All right, let's update TrainController. And this is where we will tell the computer where we have placed all our blocks, and it's really easy. It's one click with the mouse, and it automatically puts in blocks of a certain standard length. You can of course make them longer or shorter to your needs, but this will do for our purpose. And you have to define each block. You have to tell the computer which number block we are talking about here, and what are the specifics for this particular block. It is time to put trusty old E991 back on the track, and as you can see on the screen, the block turns red, which means that the occupancy sensor has found out that something is in the block. Now we have to tell the computer what's in the block, and that's the next step. So we have to define this particular locomotive, and you do that in a specific menu. I'm not going to go into too many details. There are really lots and lots of things you can specify for each individual locomotive. All that done, we can open a separate window controlling the loco in question, and off she goes, all controlled by the computer, all via the screen. So let's take a few laps just to see that everything is in order. And now you can start following the loco around the layout via the screen, because the blocks turn red as the loco passes through them. This is sped up, of course, because in reality it takes longer for the loco to make its rounds. But you can see how I'm testing all the blocks, and all the occupancy detectors are actually working just fine. Another way of testing that everything is okay is of course to keep an eye on the red lights on the feedback module. You can see they turn on as the loco is in the block, and they turn off when it leaves. One more level up, we have a look at auto train, which is basically a function where you tell specific loco to go to a specific block, like I'm doing here, and then you just lean back. You can see the computer has identified a route. It's not very complicated in this case, it's just go to the next block, but you can make quite elaborate schedules with stops and everything underway, but we'll have a look at that in a second. Yep, here we go. One more thing I want to test: signals. This is not a Danish signal. There will be Danish signals, of course, on the layout, and for that I will need to install some read contacts, and that is where this second feedback module will come into play. It will be connected to the first signal feedback module like that in this series, and you could just see it test itself here. So everything is good. Let's move on. So now we simply connect the reed contact to the plug. Just going to put it like this, all secured. Back to the feedback module. Alright, time for a bit of a test. Is a magnet on a telescope thingy, and all the way over here we have the reed contact, and I am now testing that, and hopefully you can see down here that the LED indicator reacts. So the signal has a really long drive for the arm, and I had to devise this lovely contraption made out of a toilet roll to install it. And as you can see, it works okay. Lots of tape will take care of that. Just like the point drives, the signal will have to be connected to a decoder. And this is what is going on here, and the signal will also have to be connected to the track, and last but not least, here we go with the last reed contact. Here we are. The signal is fully operational. I can control it via the multi-mouse. I can also control it via the screen here. Let's say green, red. Let's give S740 the go ahead. Engine starts up, and as it passes the signal, it will go down. Nice. A few more test runs, if for no other reason, just the pleasure of watching the signal arm go down. And I look at the final wiring that goes into all this. It's a lot. You have to keep your discipline here if you're not going to end up with a headache. Alright, signal and all installed. Let's start running some serious trains. Good old ML505 is ready. Now you see the block is occupied. We will drag ML505 over here. We will tell the computer that it is oriented this way, and we're good to go. So what we will now do is to give ML505 a schedule to run, timetable. So here we go, like that. We will tell the train to wait for 1 minute at the platform. We'll call the schedule ML505 and shuttle, because what we want to do is run it as a shuttle. We will repeat the count, let's say 10 times, and off we go. Wait for a few seconds, and back. As you can see, I now have 3 trains on the layout, and if I want to run them all at the same time, I open this menu called Dispatcher and we can just stop this train, and here we can see we can start all our schedules, including ML505. And here she goes. That's it for now. I'll leave you with a few more drive-bys, but otherwise I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.